Hey guys, I'm Daisho, and I am here bringing you some sealed play, and this is actually an online match, so hopefully it'll go pretty well. I have a pretty ridiculous starting hand, so I'm going to keep it. I've got White Knight, Murder. Here, I'll bring up the cards. White Knight, first strike pro black. He costs double white. Murder costs one double black, so I'm going to need to draw another swamp before I want to do that, seeing this swamp is basically the best thing I could have seen because I have a White Knight. Tormented Soul is actually going to be pretty good for me, if I can explain in just a second. Because there's a good chance that he's going to overload this with at least one, maybe two auras or something like that, and then maybe I can get him with a murder. But I still need to draw another swamp before I can cast that. Anyway, we've got Bloodhunter Bat, pretty decent flyer, gives you some life. Angelic Destiny is obviously a ridiculously powerful card, and Sangir Vampire is just a pretty good flyer. So we've got some stuff going on. Hoping to draw a 2-drop, 3-drop, or a land. Rise from the Grave is like probably the last card I want to draw right there. And if I don't draw a land, then I won't be able to play anything next turn, which would kind of suck. But if I just draw planes, then I can still play either my Bat or my Angelic Destiny. I don't particularly want to play Angelic Destiny until he taps out, though. Alright, he's going to play Swiftfoot Boots, which makes my other strategy of just murdering whatever, murdering his Tormented Soul after he puts an aura on it completely moot, because he's obviously, he's got hexproof now, so I can't do that. But if I draw a land, I'm just going to go straight for the Angelic Destiny, and then basically the only card that I can lose to is Pacifism. But even if I do get pacified, I still have a chance, plus just knocking him for 6 here gets some pretty good value in there. But he can't kill this with any black removal spells, and none of his black creatures can even block me, so he really is going to need a Pacifism, unless he's in the third color and he just plays an island and then an unsummon, which is really the bane of the existence of this card, Angelic Destiny. So my opponent's just going to play another Swiftfoot Boots, and I don't really mind too much with that. Can't really see what he's going to try and do. But, yeah, I just can't see any real way for my opponent to beat me here. I have Murder, so if he plays a flyer to block me next turn, then I can just kill it. I could play the Bloodhunter Bat out. Just play Sangir Vampire. Yeah, I'll just play Sangir. The thing is that I'm so far ahead in this game, even if I didn't draw Angelic Destiny, I'd be fine. I would never play 2 Swiftfoot Boots in a limited deck. One might seem fine, because you can get some value out of giving all your creatures haste, and then, or you can just give a big one hexproof or something like that. But it really seems bad. Okay, so he's just gonna ship the turn, not even attack with his Tormented Soul. It looks like he's just gonna die to my attackers, and he's kind of just conceding. Like, not attacking with a Tormented Soul, that's really the the only way to view it. So, all right, we got a quick win right there. I don't know. I really like this deck. I think it's very powerful, and when you get Angelic Destiny out, then it's hard to lose. But even so, I mean, I had so much gas in my hand that he would have had to have some crazy cards if he wanted to stop me there. Alright, so this hand is a lot worse. Everything is going to be costing double, and I only have 1 plains and 1 swamp. Once I draw either color, though, will be okay. But I think I can go for... Yeah, you know what? I'll keep it. The question is, like, which one am I banking on drawing first? I don't know, maybe that wasn't a good scheme. Maybe I should have tossed it back with only 2 lands and a free mulligan. Yeah, I think I should have sent that one back. And it's probably going to come back to hurt me. But we'll see. Give me a plains off the top. Alright, Gravedigger. Not very good. But the reason why I kept is because any land draw will let me play a couple of spells. Because if I draw Swamp, then I can get my Sign in Blood going on. and then I'll probably be able to draw into another Plains. If I get a Plains, then I can just play my White Knight and my Griffin Sentinel. So, I mean, the hand is keepable, maybe, but just the fact that I have 2 lands is pretty bad. But the rest of my grip is kind of nuts, so we'll see. Alright, so that was pretty good. I'm going to Sign in Blood myself, draw a couple of cards. Hopefully I can get, there we go, we got a Plains going on. And now we're looking a lot better. If we draw one more land, we can get our Sarah Angel down. Well, that's pretty decent for him. Master of Diversion. This card, I really like it. I have a couple of them in my deck. Taps creatures, so I'm really hoping not to see like auras go on this Tormented Soul. Otherwise, I'm going to have to draw some sort of removal. In fact, I really want some sort of removal because Rise from the Grave could be really good later on. So I did get the land, which is nice. I'm not going to be able to be mana efficient this turn, but I still want to keep my 2-drop around in case at some point I can cast a 3-drop and a 4-drop or something like that. Or a 2-drop and a 4-drop, or a 2-drop and a 3-drop or something. But for now, we're just going to play that guy, and then we can get a nice little army going of Vigilance Flyers. He does have this Master of Diversion, which is unfortunate, but next turn he won't even be able to attack with it. Okay, so he is just hitting me for a lot of evasive damage here. He's going to hit me for 4, take me down to 12. And I don't really have any life gain in this deck, so that's not good. But, I mean, I still have 6 turns if he doesn't do anything, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he doesn't do anything different, I guess he'll play some spell at some point, but there are some things that I can deal with. So a lot of the time I just end up making this Griffin Sentinel, or not a lot of the time, but when I draw Angelic Destiny, it happens pretty often that I'm just going to toss it on a Griffin Sentinel and get in for some damage that way. That's always pretty nice. Because then he becomes a 5-power dude and he's got Vigilance, so that's always nice. Alright, so that's not good. I wouldn't mind if he killed my creature, but Fiend Hunter is pretty terrible for me. And another Boots. Okay, so I'm not going to win this game. I need to basically draw a Murder next turn. That way I can murder his Fiend Hunter and then still play a White Knight and then get in there and block his Master of Diversion. That'd be pretty sweet, but yeah, we're not drawing anything too good. So not only I can't even do anything because White Knight costs double white, so I can't play it and Master of Diversion. So I'm just gonna have to play this White Knight out, really. This is really terrible. And I am gonna die in a couple of turns here, looks like. There's not much that I can do about it. I don't believe that there's any life gain in the deck. I mean, a Public Execution might help, but I mean, he just got off to a really fast start, and I couldn't really get my game going. I needed to draw Murder last turn. There's a couple of them in the deck, so it's not unrealistic. But if I had done that, then it'd be realistic that I come back. But now that he's got that Sarah Angel too, not looking great. But maybe not completely dead. He's gonna bring everything. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm gonna go down to 5 here. Even if I play the Angelic Destiny on this thing next turn, he's just gonna tap it and then he's gonna kill me in the air. And there isn't even anything in the graveyard. Yeah, this Rise from the Grave was a late addition. I'm not sure how much I like it, but this is actually going to be my first online loss with this deck, which is kind of sad. In fact, the first loss since I made this deck black-white. Yeah, this really sucks. My opponent's playing a really strange deck. I think that's maybe why. Fiend Hunter came at a really clutch time. I might have been able to get there if he didn't have that Fiend Hunter. But, you know, I mean, it happens. Win some, you lose some. I don't know why he's not just clicking attack with all. Alright. Spud. Let's see what you got. We'll take you down in game 3, hopefully. But yeah, I was just never really able to get started because I had to play defensively early on, and then my opponent was able to counteract my advances with a Fiend Hunter at the opportune time. Although I probably would have lost anyway because of that Sarah Angel. Alright, so he's just gonna play 2 games, win 1, lose 1, and then leave. Like, come on, man. You're not even gonna play the game 3. He's just like, oh, I'm pretty happy with my 1 win. I'm better than this guy because even though he beat me the first time, that was bullshit. But the second time, oh yeah, that's the important one. But anyway, no big deal. We'll just beat the next guy who comes in, punch him in the face with some Sarah Angels and white cards and stuff, and it's gonna be really nice. And, man. Anyway, this deck is so strong. I mean, all the decks that you play with or against are pretty powerful because they're made up of 9 packs instead of 6. But the deck that I'm using currently, it seems really good. I don't know. All right, so I've got all black cards, but I do have a Sign in Blood, so I'm just gonna keep it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good idea. I don't really want to Sign in Blood turn 2 because then I'm gonna have to discard. But I at least have a bunch of things that I can cast. So all right, well there is a Terramorphic Expanse, so I can go get myself a Plains, which means that I guess I'm not Sign in Blooding on turn 2. Yeah, not really sure if that was the play, but he's just playing forests, so that's okay with me. My hand is very good against green decks. I don't really think that this format is going to lend itself to having a lot of green decks because there's so much removal that's so easy to come by, and like good flyers and stuff, that it just seems like green decks are going to get outclassed pretty quickly. Alright, he's got a Moonwoolly Beast Tracker, which means that he's going to be able to go find a creature that has some sort of characteristic and put it in his on the top of his library. So it's just a Silklash Spider. Normally that's a sick card and I'd be worried, but I have 2 murders in my hand, so I think I'll be okay. I just need to make sure to save one for it. Drew a White Knight, can't cast it yet, but when I do it won't be that powerful. It's just a 2-drop pretty much in this deck, a 2/2 first strike, because it looks like he's playing green-white. So next turn, alright, Rumbling Baloth. Not really a big deal. I have Murder, I have my Giant Scorpion. So next turn I'm going to be playing my Bat. Alright, another land. And I just predict him to play Silklash Spider pass, and then I can just murder the Silklash Spider and then draw a couple of cards with Sign in Blood. It's very important that I don't let him untap with the Silklash Spider, because then he'll be able to kill my Bat, which is not ideal. Yep, alright. So everything is going according to plan. And the thing about this guy, Moonwoolly Beast Tracker, is he's okay for going to get your bombs, which is what my opponent did in this situation. But I think I'm just going to play out the Sentinel Sliver. He's okay for getting your bombs like he did here, but it's not that powerful of a play. All he's really doing is moving a card from one spot in his library to another, so he's not getting card advantage or anything. But it's definitely still the right play. I mean, you should obviously play it out, and it should probably be in his deck if he's got a Silklash Spider. But the thing is, Silklash Spider isn't as good in this format because just for the pure fact, like in M13, it was very good, but you didn't have access to multiple murders and public executions and pacifisms in all of your decks. So I don't know. It's a little bit wishy-washy. Anyway, my opponent's down to 3 cards in hand. I've got 3 in hand too, but mine are all pretty good. So, alright, he's gonna Hunt the Weak. That's a pretty nice play. He does 2 for 1 himself, but he gets to attack in with his 4/4 now, Not really, like, again, I'm not really threatened because, first of all, I'm still at a ton of life, and I've got removal in hand, so, Alright, I'm just going to Sign in Blood myself, draw a couple of cards, and I'll probably end up murdering that thing. Alright, War Priest of Thune is a nice card to draw. Just because my opponent is playing white, which means that there's a pretty decent chance that he's going to have a pacifism somewhere in his deck. And War Priest of Thune is, obviously he punches pacifisms in the face. It's his main job. Pacifism puncher. He should get a new nickname. Although, yeah, no, I need to draw some white manas. Alright, so he's going to play 6/4 out. It's really lucky for me that he did that pre-combat, because now I know to save this murder for the 6/4. So I'm just gonna be like that and get out of my face. So I mean, I have a ton of creatures in hand that I can use to just chump block that 4/4 or double block it next turn or something. Alright, so we did draw the white source, which is nice, because now I can play, let's see, I've got 6 mana, so I can play Master of Diversion, Griffin Sentinel, and that doesn't threaten lethal. It's 1 short, unfortunately, because I could have played the War Priest of Thune and Master of Diversion, but there's a good chance that he's going to have a creature or something. Now I can just throw my two 2/2s at his 4/4 if I want. Oh, he's got a Day of Judgment. Alright. That is a nice play, sir. Very, very nice play. Alright, Public Execution's a sweet draw. Just going to drop the White Knight. See what we can do here. My opponent is still at 8, I'm at 12. 2 cards in hand each. Really sucked for me, that Day of Judgment. That was a very powerful play. But, I mean, I have a ton of cards that I can draw in my deck. That would be sweet. Like, I haven't drawn any of my beef yet. Angelic Destiny, even Rise from the Grave would be sick on his Yavimaya Worm. So, we're looking pretty solid here. Alright, that's just a 2/2 that cannot block my 2/2. Okay, so now he's going to hunt for the weak. And that's really unfortunate, because if I had mana up, I could have just Public Execution that. Runescarred Demon. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to ship the turn right back, and I mean, once I draw another land, game's basically over, because I can play my Runescarred Demon, and if he has removal for it, then I can, or I'm going to go get another. Ooh, he's got some spells here. I'm just gonna kill this thing now. No need to waste anybody's time. So hopefully I'll draw a land here, and then I can go get another threat like Sengir Vampire or Sarah Angel. Or I can not draw a land. Maybe I should pacify one of those things. It's gonna be hitting me for a whole bunch of turns. There's no real point in playing the War Priest of Thune out, because it doesn't do anything on against a 1/3. And alright, he's just drawing land, and he's showing me that he's drawing land, which is nice. And we just need to draw a land or a decent spell. Giant Scorpion, not exactly the spell I was looking to draw, but I mean, it means that we're going to be trading 1 for 1 till one of us draws something. But alright, there's a Master of Diversion, so I'm just going to play out my War Priest of Thune next turn, unless I get to play my Runescarred Demon, which I'd be okay with, to be honest, at this juncture. Alright, there we go. Runescarred Demon it is. So I think I'm just going to go nab myself a Sarah Angel. Maybe I should just go get Rise from the Grave. Or Gravedigger. Or Angelic Destiny. Oh god, this deck is ridiculous. Let's just nab a Sarah Angel. I mean, there's probably... Maybe I should have just gotten a removal spell. But, we'll ship the turn right back. He can't really attack with this 2/2 right now. And he's just drawing land. So, looks like we might be able to turn this one around. Perhaps. Maybe. You never know. It's possible. I don't know. Do you guys know? I certainly don't know. Nope. Nothing. Alright, there's a Public Execution. I mean, it's unsurprising because I've basically drawn all of the spells in my deck that aren't really powerful. There's a couple left, but he's just going to chump block with a Griffin Sentinel, and that's obviously a good sign for me. I'm just going to play out all my dudes now. I'm going to choose not to destroy the pacifism that I put on his Griffin Sentinel. But now with a public execution in hand, 10 power, flying, and him top decking, yeah, I'm pretty good. He needs to draw the other Day of Judgment in his deck, which I'm sure he has multiples. But I don't know, my theory on playing around sweepers in Limited is that I do not do it ever. And I think that that's really the right play. Unless you, obviously, once I've seen them play a sweeper, I'll play around it the next game. But the first game, there's no way I'll ever play around a sweeper because they're almost always rare. And it's not worth playing around a rare card. So we managed to get 2 out of 3. A little disappointing. I was really hoping to win all the games that I played. So, yeah, anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.